Hey guys, it's Katrina Miss Ann, and I'm back here with you again. This is episode number 7 on the Be Courageous Anyway vlog. Be courageous anyway. Come on, say it with me. Be courageous anyway. So remember, Be Courageous Anyway is about, we understand that obstacles are going to come up in our life, but guess what we have to do? We have to be courageous anyway. I am reminded of the scripture in Joshua where God tells Joshua that he needs to not only be strong, but he needs to be very courageous. And so I'm encouraging you to be very courageous no matter what it is that is up against you, no matter what the challenges you may be facing right now in your life. I want to encourage you to be courageous anyway. You can do it. You can be courageous anyway. Today, because this is episode 7, I want to kind of give like a little wrap up. 7 is the number of completion. And I want to give a little wrap up on the things that I talked about to kind of summarize it up. The first episode to now, I'm going to be very specific. And I have some things written out. So I'm going to share those things with you that I wrote down. Okay, so be patient with me today. The first thing that I have is checks and balances help keep you from becoming the tyrant in your own life. True freedom does not equal lawlessness. So what does that mean? Like everything that we talked about up until now means that you have to have some type of rules, some type of guidelines, something to hold, some type of standard to hold yourself to. And the worst thing you can do is become a tyrant in your own life. Like be your own bully. That's interesting. How can I bully myself? I can bully myself by not allowing the people around me to help me be a better person. You know, you can think that you have everything under control and your whole situation could be jacked up, and not only could you be bullying yourself, but you could be bullying other people around you and not really being all that you really can be. Why do I say that a tyrant in your own life? Because a tyrant like ruins everything. They don't care about other people. All they care about is themselves. And you don't want to become that type of person. And so in order not to be that type of person, you have to have those checks and balances in place. We talked about relationships before. So you need to have relationships with people that are going to check you. You need to have relationships with people who are going to call you to the carpet. You can't just have relationships with people that are going to be yes people. You know, the type of people that no matter what you do, they laugh. Oh, that's so funny. And you could be being disrespectful to somebody, rude, hurtful to somebody else, and they just clap you up and laugh on, and you know, it's all good. So you need some people in your life that are gonna give you those good checks and balances. And freedom doesn't mean that you don't have to follow rules. You know, like everybody should have some type of standard, some type of guideline that they follow by. Boundaries must be set and implemented. Not only do you have to have boundaries for yourself, but you have to have boundaries for other people. Like, hey, set up some boundaries around you. Everything cannot be done with everybody, and everybody cannot do everything with you. And there are certain, it's okay for you to set those boundaries in relationships, romantic relationships. It's okay to set those boundaries in work relationships. It's okay to set those boundaries in friendships. People need to respect the boundaries that you have, okay? Compromise is the gateway to boundary violations. So before I talked about compromising your core values, and again, your core values are your life philosophy. That's the things that you stand by. So I'm just going, again, recapping on what we talked about. And when you start compromising what you believe in or what you stand for, then that opens up the door for you to actually be violated. You open up the door and then you cry victim. So it's important, again, we talked about in the last video about you protecting yourself, valuing yourself enough to know that it's okay for me not to compromise what I believe in. It's okay for me to set boundaries with people and not let people just do whatever it is that they feel like it's okay to do. No, have some boundaries, all right? Any compromise that diminishes your core values will lead to your demise. What do I mean by that? Like once you start compromising your core values, eventually you're going to realize that you disappear. there's going to be a lot less of you available to do the things that you love and the things that you say that you care about so much, because you've compromised and given all those things away. If you give yourself away, what else do you have left? If you're an empty vessel and you have nothing in you, what do you have left? So you don't want to put yourself in a position where you compromise everything that you stand for, everything that you believe in. Because when you compromise yourself, then you are contributing to your own demise, and you don't want to contribute to your demise. You want to live a long, prosperous, healthy life, okay? And then this is my last point, and so this video may be a little brief, but again, it's a wrap up. It's for you to go back and reflect over the things that you've already watched, the things that we've already talked about. I hope you've taken time to comment, to share with somebody else, even to have discussions with other people about the topics that we discussed. What do you think about what I'm saying? Is everything I'm saying right, or is there some things that I could be corrected about? And I told you, you can leave a comment here on the channel, and if you just go overboard, then we'll just delete it. But no, seriously, you can leave a comment. Let's start a discussion about it. The last thing I want to say is regrets are real. People talk about, oh, you shouldn't have any regrets. Well, when you compromise yourself, eventually that's going to lead you to a place of regret. And you can learn from every decision that you make, but if you don't regret anything or really realize that you shouldn't have done some things, then how can you learn from it? Because you can't take, you shouldn't take the, well, like everything I do attitude is okay. Like, you should be able to say, well, I did this, I shouldn't have done that, and I really wish I would have done that. Now, you can't go back and change what you did, but at least if you recognize what you did and that that particular decision or choice was wrong, then moving forward, you can do what? You can do better. You can do better. You can make better choices. You can make better decisions. And I think decisions and choices, like, are the key to life. Like, everything that you do, ultimately, every decision that you make ultimately decides your outcome. So it's important what we decide to do. And it's important that if we decide to do the wrong thing, that we don't just wallow in that, but that we pick ourselves up, realize, okay, that was not the best decision. That provided some really sucky results, and I don't want that in my life. So then you go back and you get yourself together and keep moving forward, okay? How do you live without regrets? How do you live without regrets? You stay true to your core values. If you stay true to your core values, then there will be nothing to regret. And again, look up some things that you want to have as core values. A lot of times, especially if you're of age, your core values have already been set. But maybe you need to go back and reset. That's a good word. Press the reset button. Sometimes we need to press the reset button on our life. I share some stories with you. I'm not still in the same place that I was when those things happened. I've moved forward and I've reset my life in certain areas so that I can move forward, so that I can fulfill my purpose, so I can be a better person than I was before. I'm not still in high school fighting people, right? I'm an adult. And as a matter of fact, I have to put myself in an environment that will not allow me to be in situations where I'm around people that I become volatile with or want to fight with. So again, I just wanted to give you some key points to help you take all of the things that we've talked about up until now and put them all into perspective. I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, share it with somebody, comment, and make sure that you click that little bell down at the bottom so that when we post a new video, you'll get a notification. I thank you for joining me today, and I'm not sure what Esahul is saying behind the camera because I don't read lips very well. Thank you for joining me. I'm Miss Ann, and this is the Be Courageous Anyway, episode number 7.